Hey there everybody, and today I want to talk to you about how to get help with your mental health from your doctor. Hey there everyone, my name's Dave, aka Mindset by Dave, and as well as being a mindset and mental health coach for the last 4.5 years, I've lived with mental health for my entire life, with my first diagnosis coming at the age of 14. It may seem like a really weird thing to make a YouTube video about. I'm not actually gonna give you direct help with your mental health. I'm going to talk to you about how you can get help from your doctor. So you might be thinking, well, why don't we just cut the middleman out here and go straight to the doctor? But one of the big things I've helped people with over the last few years has actually been this. As a coach, I can only go to a certain level with people's mental health. We can talk about lifestyle interventions and things like of that nature. But I can't do certain things, like I can't diagnose anything, I can't talk about medication with people. So these things need the help of a doctor. But you'll be surprised at the number of people that actually struggle with that process. Now, I can't speak for anywhere else in the world, but here in the UK, you get about 12 minutes with a doctor in which you have the time to talk about what you're experiencing. And unlike physical health, where there can be some quite obvious symptoms that you point to, with mental health, it can be very difficult to know what to talk about, what to bring up, and actually it can be really scary about the idea of opening up. So the absolute top tip that I give to people is to get clear before you go in on what you want to open up about. And in fact, I actually like to do this on paper. Write it down, or even speak to a friend and say, these are the things that I want to talk about. Can we go through these things now, just so I've actually even practiced speaking about these things? It's vitally important to be super clear with your doctors about what you're experiencing, and the problem is that many mental health conditions, particularly anxiety, can make it really scary to open up and talk about these things. So actually knowing going in what you are going to talk about can really help. When it comes to diagnosing a mental health condition, a doctor isn't a mechanic. A doctor cannot open the hood of the car, look inside and figure out what's wrong. They can only go off what we tell them, how our experiences are manifesting, what symptoms we have, how long we've had them for, how intense they are. Things like this are extremely important for a doctor to know, because if you go in talking about having low energy, that could be chronic fatigue, or it could be depression. And the doctor's got no real way of knowing this without further information. They can't just, flip the lid up here and then have a little check and go, oh, your fan belt's just not ticking over properly. I don't know anything about cars, so that might not be a real thing. So it's on us to provide the information that the doctor needs in order to do this. And as I said before, this, especially with anxiety, this can be really scary thing to do, and as a result we might not want the doctor to know certain things, but unfortunately they can only treat what we present to them. So if we only give them the surface level of our symptoms, they're only going to treat the surface level of our symptoms. If your symptoms go way deeper than that and your experience is much more severe than what you're actually open up about, you're only going to get the surface level dealt with, and you're not going to get the right kind of help that you actually need. So it's really important that we're as open as humanly possible, and the idea of writing it down on a piece of paper gives us the opportunity, outside of the stressful, time-restrained period that is being in the doctor's office. And if you write it down, you might remember all of it to just speak, but if you don't, you can go back to it. And actually, many doctors would just allow you to submit that, either the written version that you've done or via an email, because they actually do understand that people with mental health conditions can often find it hard to talk and open up about what they're experiencing. The second tip is to be persistent. And again, this can be another hard thing to do, because we're used to seeing the doctor as the position of authority on health, and we're the person that doesn't really know anything. But sometimes a doctor might not actually pass you on for the care that you need, and you might actually have to stand your ground. Again, This is a difficult thing to do and can often be good to have someone advocate for you in this situation, whether that is a parent or even a friend, because in these situations we might actually need to push for more care than what is going to be readily made available to us. We might actually have to stand up and continue to be persistent with somebody. Now, if you imagine that coupled with low self-esteem or low confidence, two quite common symptoms and side effects of poor mental health, I can see that I'm asking you to do something absolutely huge here, but we actually often have to advocate, and it's okay to do that. That's why I'm making this video, is to tell you that it's okay to do that. It's okay to say to your doctor, I am experiencing more than this. I need more help. What other help is available? What more additional care can I get in this situation? Because what is happening so far is not working for me. And the third tip, if you need to, find another doctor. You are totally and utterly entitled to a second opinion. If you find that you have written everything down that you want to express to the doctor has this information, and you've been persistent about the level of care that you want, and you've not been able to get this assistance so far, it might be time to go and speak to another doctor. Because unfortunately, just because someone is a doctor doesn't mean that they are necessarily a good doctor. And even if someone is a good doctor, sometimes they miss things in certain cases. Nobody is perfect in this situation. So it's always advisable that if you are still not happy with the diagnosis and the level of care that you have received from one doctor, to ask for a second opinion. It's within your rights to do so. Again, if you're suffering with low self-esteem or low confidence, it's going to feel terrifying to do so, and you may actually want to do this via an email. But if you can do it via a face-to-face conversation, or even simply booking yourself an appointment with another physician, then you're going to at least check what is going on. Worst case scenario, you end up in the same situation. But best case scenario, you might end up getting the care that you need that one person missed. This isn't me in any way, shape or form talking about doctors being incompetent. I've got a lot of time and a lot of respect for doctors, but they are human and they do miss some things sometimes. So I hope you found the information in this video useful. If you have, as always, please drop one of those subs on this channel. It is priceless to you, but it is priceless to me. If you ever want to talk about your mental health with a community of people and with a person that cares, come along to my stream at twitch.tv/mindsetbydave. We stream pretty much all the time now. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. It is constantly changing, so if you want to, well, not constantly, it is regularly changing, so if you want to know when the stream times are, hit that Discord link below as well, or just follow the stream, put the notifications on, and then you'll find out whenever I go live, and you can come and talk to me and the rest of Diver City about your mental health in an open environment where you will receive empathy and love. I'll hopefully see you down there.